Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for September 25th through October 1st of 2022. This is the last call for cracking the ancestral code. This is our 6-week class that leads into ancestor time, so you get to learn everything you need to know about communing with the ancestors in time to practice this year. And I gotta tell you, doing it with Yay is a whole nother level. This will be my third year. Every year expands, gets deeper and richer, and the connections to my ancestors is so much stronger now that it's ongoing throughout the year. But this is the time of year where we get together and really go narrow and deep. So if you have been on the fence, it's time to sign up because class starts this weekend. September 25th is the Sunday, the Libra new moon, the day to start creating new relationships or connections with your ancestors. It's so supportive of the work we're doing. So reach out with any questions and let me know if you're going to join us over there. This Libra new moon is an excellent time to set your intentions for restored balance within your own being, enabling healthier relationships naturally. Keep in mind that you will always attract your own vibrational match. So how's your vibe these days? Inviting, welcoming, or guarded and suspicious? This is the month to set intentions around conscious equal partnership, whether public or private, short-term or long-term. Balance is the key. This is the month to honor the scales that we must weigh our personal progress against our obvious manifestations in relationships, for better or worse. It's time to assess the strength and value of each one by one, and what kind of time, energy, and resources you have and are willing to invest further with this person, situation, or agreement. Soulful kinship and a sense of belonging are vital for most humans, and we need to cultivate that more than ever these days. In our primary partnerships, we can practice renegotiating as we go at regular intervals, and I highly recommend that you do because it keeps everyone on the same page. We can be part of something without being burdened by it. We can have soulful connections without losing ourselves. We can still love each other even if and when we do not agree. Deep breath. It's time to define your individual terms and start renegotiating with those who matter, while releasing those people, situations, or agreements which are no longer relevant or useful. This 2-degree Libra new moon is also special because it is so close to the fall equinox point, 0 degrees Libra, along with Mercury retrograde at 0 degrees Libra. These are personal planets and cycles resetting that affect us as individuals in our Libra department. This is a bigger new beginning than the usual new moon. There is extra energy for letting go of old, toxic, worn-out relationships and making space for more balanced and reciprocal partnerships to blossom, ones that honor your individuality and sovereignty in general. 2020 was the demarcation of the break to realign in our social systems. Patriarchy and Western culture are losing their stronghold on our souls, and we are breaking free to be sovereign beings who choose community, life, kinship, the beauty way. We are cultivating all new systems for living on and with Mother Earth. There are better, more efficient, less toxic ways to live on this planet. We needed the consciousness to awaken first. Now we will be able to implement the changes that honor the Aquarian age that is coming in as we speak. So use this blessed season, plus new moon, plus Mercury retrograde reset, to initiate a whole new way of interacting with people, places, and Mother Earth herself. Honor the fact that we have to be in relationship with, not power over, not conquerors. We do not own the earth. We are related to the earth. It is our home and where our family of elements, plants, and animals have to exist too. It looks chaotic in the world. However, this break to realign is a true blessing to wake up those sleepyheads who don't want to miss this. Claim a whole new level of relating, one that is balanced, nourishing, and healthy. Ashe. Libra new moon. Like I said, it's a special one. It's more than just a regular new moon. We've got some extra juju around this. And that's Sunday. Monday, the 26th, Venus trining Pluto, ease and grace, transformation in our relationships and finances, our values and priorities are shifting organically and with ease. I've been talking about this in other contexts as well. It's showing up in other places. How easy it is to recognize that you've changed in certain ways and there's no going back. So anytime Pluto's involved, the intensity levels go up and you're able to hear, feel, or sense your soul self more clearly than usual. Venus brings up that which is most important to you personally, your individual values and priorities, especially where your relationships and resources are concerned. This is an easy angle, making purification and transformation smoother than usual too. So what are you ready to change? How have your values and priorities changed completely in the last year or so? Use this activation to deepen your connection with those you love most and allow or encourage the relationship to evolve to a totally new level. If you're working on your relationship with money or self-worth specifically, then this activation is a good time for prayer or ritual that supports positive change and your vision of the future. Pour any intense emotions or revelations into art of any medium or do a vision board, but give expression to the depths you recognize as coming to the surface of your conscious awareness. This energy tends to intensify relationships and or emotions. You may feel extremely drawn to someone, emotionally as well as physically. You may feel the intense need to express your love, mentally, emotionally, or physically. This energy is great for bringing deeper insights to the surface, which ultimately should strengthen any relationship. A new relationship started under this influence will usually have an intensity about it, as will any form of creative expression, artistic or otherwise. Deep breath. Monday, Venus and Pluto. Same day, Mercury retrograde conjuncts Venus, which means Mercury's engaged there too if they're together. This is powerful. This energy encourages you to see the divine order or the unifying theme running through the events of your life, good, bad, and indifferent, as well as past, present, and future. This is an initiation of new values around communication, self-expression, and the value of your ideas. You may finally be able to express ideas that have been percolating in your head, as in when some people say, I love you, or articulate their feelings in a deeper, more expressive ways. It's really juicy for your inner artist. This is the beginning of expressing your creative ideas in altogether new and different ways than ever before. Deep breath. This is part of the Mercury retrograde reset. This is part of the fall equinox reset. This is big, y'all. Allow your imagination to free flow. Play with ideas with no attachment to outcome. Take advantage and explore all that this energy stirs within you, but don't give in to overthinking or overprocessing things. These connections are richer, giving you access to deeper personal growth and development through a new understanding of how all the events of your life work together for good, ultimately. You can see the necessity of certain challenges and clearly see your own personal mastery thus far. Celebrate and choose to create some new thought patterns that integrate and reflect more beauty and love throughout your life. Ashe. This Mercury retrograde conjunct Venus is at the end of Virgo, right before Venus moves on into Libra. So I remember talking about this one too with the Mercury retrograde class. This is special because it's kind of a one and done. Mercury's not going to hit Venus 3 times over, and a conjunction's an initiation. In Virgo is our new systems for living, our new rhythms and routines that are going to allow us to interact with others with more ease and grace going forward. I love that. Same day, busy Monday, honey, energetically. We got Sun, Mercury, and Venus kicking it up with Pluto and Jupiter. Deep breath. So, same day, Sun opposes Jupiter, which it does annually, y'all. So, what changes is the signs. And right now, this is Aries Libra dynamics, self versus other, the individual within the context of relationships or community, right? This energy can be a double-edged sword in that you may feel positive and optimistic, which is a good thing, but it is also prone to excess, which brings us to the philosophy of everything in moderation or balance in all things. Be positive, but be alert too. Beware of the urge to overdo it or overextend yourself on any level. Use this energy to tap into your courageous side and attempt something that you have avoided out of fear or doubt. There is a push-pull going on between your ego and your enthusiastic inner child, which demands that you find a proper expression for this energy. Also, beware of your enthusiasm provoking you to try to get others to see it from this point of view. You always have to be mindful of the fact that everyone is on their individual paths and may not be ready for what you're bringing, and that's okay. Focus this energy back on yourself. This is a sun activation, and it will serve you well. This energy tends to bring out the self-righteousness in us, and that rarely leads where you're trying to go. What this energy is trying to tell us is that certain aspects of yourself and your spiritual development are coming to a head and decisions need to be made, which will affect your future. Pay attention and try to get the lesson and the blessing of whatever is happening this week because it is trying to guide you to a new level, ready or not. Also keep in mind that it is in opposition, which always reminds us to watch out for extremes and practice coming back into center. The truth is you are 6 months into something that requires some integration. If you stabilize now, you can expand your life in positive ways and with more ease and grace. Ooh, deep breath. Now, we're in the thick of it this week, y'all. I thought it was going to be easy because last week was so intense and there were so many activations, but we got a whole bunch this week as well. And Mercury retrograde's kicking, and so is Mars. First activation before Mars retrogrades, and it starts hitting things 3 times over. So the energy is definitely intense and moving around this week. So now we're up to Tuesday, the 27th, Mercury retrograde trine Pluto. So we got Venus, values and priorities shifted. Now this rethink we got going on with Mercury retrograde is getting easier and easier to clear our minds of things that are non-essential. This is the second hit of 3. The first hit was August 22nd. This week, September 27th. Final hit will be October 6th. This activation makes any deep delving within easier and more fruitful. It encourages you to ask the deeper questions, clarify your deeper feelings, and trust your intuitive gut feelings that are telling you something has to die so that some other aspect of your consciousness can live. You will want to explore your inner self, sort through recently gathered information, and try to understand better what your natural process really is. It is best to be alone for such research, you might imagine. Take a day or a weekend and grab your most powerful books and music and get somewhere beautiful if you can. If not, then your bedroom will do just fine. And dig deep. You are finally ready for the deeper truth, and you will be transformed by what you learn. If you must communicate with others, plan on that being deep as well. So best to talk to a trusted advisor or wise elder. Nothing superficial today. The only warning with this energy is not to become obsessive about one particular idea, and certainly don't try to force any ideas on others. If you feel the deep need to focus on one particular thing, that's okay, but try to keep some perspective or write down all your revelations so that you can reflect on them at a later time when you can be more objective and prioritize better. Ashe. So, Mercury retrograde is working something out with Pluto, but it's in a trine, so it's ease and grace for this transformation of our minds, of our consciousness, of our thinking. Now, Mars is our actions and choices. So that too is getting reworked. That's why I'm really starting to feel like the really new beginning, the new expression of yourself, the higher expression of your identity and purpose is being incubated and developed right now so that it can come through in spring. And this is a powerful one also. Just think Pluto and Saturn, these are some heavy hitters. Mars is trining Saturn, first of 3 hits. September 28th is the first hit. 2 months later, November 28th, and then all the way into spring, March 30th of 2023. So that's why we're in a process of restructuring with Saturn in particular. The trine is between Gemini and Aquarius, the air signs, again with our mental body getting an upgrade, but hopefully with this ease and grace. Where our identity and purpose changes with Mars, Saturn has to do with our reality and purpose. So this is all connected. This is a delicious and potent combo. Yes, and it's also energy and stamina coming together. It's like a great father-son combo working on a project energy. The son has all the muscle, energy, and enthusiasm, and the father is the brilliant, steady man who directs that energy and teaches in every moment. Internally, this is your inner authority guiding your innate desire nature to the tangible results that it so craves. Saturn brings the long-term goals to the table, and Mars's energy can fuel your efforts, creating amazing results. This energy enables you to focus longer, attend to the details, overcome obstacles, and get more tangible results of your actions and choices. Normally, when these two get together, it is more like the tortoise and the hare energy, which can be frustrating for some. However, they are in an easy angle, and if there is any major project which needs your attention, Now is the time you will likely be in the mood to tackle it and be completely supported. We love that. So yes, we are changing our mind about some choices and actions that we've taken in the past and the ones we want to take in the future. And its interactions with Saturn and Aquarius is going to be ease and grace the whole time because we're restructuring our foundations in a lot of ways. Oh my goodness, this is huge. And that was Wednesday the 28th. So coming up on Thursday the 29th, Venus enters Libra officially until October 23rd. So now Thursday the 29th, Venus enters Libra until October 23rd. Venus, which is our values, priorities, resources, love, art, beauty, and culture. In Libra, it also rules Libra. So a lot of those things are double dose now. But Libra is also known for balance, reciprocity, and relationships. So it's time to restore balance within your being and develop a new sense of self-worth and self-value. This is an opportunity to renegotiate the terms of your primary relationships and determine what is no longer important to you while preparing to go deeper. If you align your priorities within your own being, as well as within your primary relationships of now, then it will make the deep dive into the potent Scorpio energy more productive and less debilitating. When Venus is in Libra, it is time to assess your priorities and reestablish balance with a cool head. Libra's an air sign, remember that. What's fair, just, and worth it for you, by your own definition. It's time to take an honest look at how you, your life, and choices affect those closest to you. And you want to reflect on how effective your choices actually are or have been in attracting your heart's desires. Remember, Libra is the lesson of balance and reciprocity, which must be considered before taking on the Scorpio lesson of karma and creation. Otherwise, you only create more karma and creations to clean up along the way. Venus will always remind you that you are what you attract, and you show the universe what you value by what you spend your primary resources on: time, energy, and money. So use this time and cycle to recalibrate things consciously and look for new ways of relating. Deep breath. This is deep, y'all. Venus in Libra is going to link up with the Sun on October 22nd, activating the second half of the Venus cycle. So we're going to talk about that soon, too. I'm going to have my open house on October 13th, and I have a new community events page that is just the same page all the time, y'all. So you can bookmark that, and it will always take you to the most recent current events. And I'm back to hosting one each month, so you'll definitely want that link handy. But this is big, y'all. Same day Thursday, Ceres enters Virgo until December 18th. According to Asteroid Goddesses by Demetra George and Douglas Block, Ceres describes the ways in which we face the issues of self-worth and self-esteem, relationship to our parents and children, attachment, dependency, loss, separation, rejection, grief, sharing, work, and productivity. Deep breath. It's how we nurture and like to be nurtured. So you might imagine that in Virgo, nurturing takes the form of certain skills, discernment, and self-discipline, and a desire to show others how to be more efficient and effective. Acts of service are the way to nurture at this time, or allow yourself to receive those acts of service. Receiving nurturance can be very difficult for some. Being useful and relevant to others is very important with this placement if you live with Ceres and Virgo. But up in the sky, for the rest of us, it is a time to do a cleanse or some self-care to reset your individual systems. Nurture your physical body and individual systems for living. It's time for an upgrade that is more appropriate to here and now. Self-worth is developed along the way, along with your skill sets right now. So try to learn something that can make you more valuable to the team. You're developing a rhythm that takes some practice to master, but Ceres only comes around to Virgo every 4 to 5 years. So this is pretty big. This is a pretty big, important reset. Deep breath. Let's take advantage of it. And if you have strong Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, Sag, like I do, then that nurturance and self-care and getting organized and grounded and keeping things real is what's up right now. Definitely. So that same day, Thursday the 29th, we have all this energy kicking. I'm having the Mercury retrograde free call. So you can register and donate, like we do ask for donations, but it's optional. 22 is the usual suggested donation. But I am up to doing these free calls each month, and I love it. I'm having so much fun. It brings new people into the community, and it gives my community bonus material that we love. Getting together makes a difference. So we've been doing it on Zoom too, which not really my preference. I like the conference calls better. But I had a few people laughing at me, saying I'm too old school. And for the digital download people, those of you who have purchased the download and got the activations and meditations and divinations, all that good stuff, you got your custom activations as well. That's still available. And so basically, we're getting together and opening it up to the rest of you. So join us on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about the Mercury retrograde more in depth around the Virgo-Libra cusp. That's Thursday. Then it jumps to Saturday, October 1st, brings our last activation of the week, Venus opposing Jupiter. So you see how early in the week, this is deep, y'all, because again, these things kind of build on each other, right? So we had Venus to Pluto and then Mercury to Pluto. So we changed our values, then we changed our mind about some things. We had Sun opposing Jupiter and now Venus opposing Jupiter. That means we shifted something or integrated something around our identity first, which allows the values and priorities to get integrated better as well. And Venus and Jupiter are the two benefactors. So anytime they come together, it's usually good energy. It says this is a great energy for enjoying nature, really good food and drink, fun company, and lots of laughter. It is a celebratory energy to be enjoyed, but not to excess or to the neglect of your health or well-being. It's very creative and activates the true inner artist within all of us. It's also good to consider that you are at a midpoint in a relationship or creative project that you started about 6 months ago. Is it still viable? Is the story that you're telling still true? Where's the value? Is it worth it? These are things to consider at this time. So whether you are an artist or not, this activation can facilitate an infinitely creative mood and expand your individual work immensely. Activate your imagination, think big, have fun, and laugh today. But tomorrow, plan to start moving in a new direction that is more authentic for you personally. Ashe. Deep breath. What a week. Again, more personal transformations. This is why during the retrograde season, it's not just Mercury and Mars, but they're just kind of the highlights. A lot of the planets are backwards right now. We were talking about this on the equinox call and how much that turns the energies inward for us to do our self-work and our soul work and make that reconnection to ourselves and the earth, right? When humans get too caught up in their minds and disconnect from their bodies and the earth, we can start walking into walls. We can start floating into stuff. It's not good. We need that balanced groundedness. And you always want to picture your roots going super deep so that you can go as high as possible and spread out and expand as wide as possible. But if you have no roots, no foundation, no structure, no rhythm to your life, no order, first law of the universe is order, then it makes it really hard to do these expansions and think bigger and get to those higher levels that you're totally capable of and wired for. But a lot of times, food and pharmaceuticals and different things that we have to cleanse out of our systems, that's what time it is. We're at the harvest for the year of 22. And I got to say, 2022 is bookended by Venus retrograde and Mars retrograde. So we know we've reset our masculine and feminine innately overall across the board, which promises that 2023 is going to be special because we're in a new zone. You know, we're at so many new cycles have rebooted and activated rare cycles. So take your time, get out in nature when and where you can, decompress, downregulate your nervous system, do some self-care, reconnect with yourself and your own practices. That's what's getting upgraded as well, is our spiritual practices and our physical practices. We want to release unconscious habits and replace them with conscious practices. That's the goal. So I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you can join us for a couple of these events and classes. Reach out if you need to. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off. Have a fantastic week.